Thank you, Carl. Bob, thank you, choir. Thank you, women. Powerful prayer for us all. Our second reading this morning is from Isaiah chapter 65, verses 17 through 25. For I am about to create a new heavens and a new earth. The former things shall not be remembered or come to mind, but be glad and rejoice forever in what I am creating. For I am about to create Jerusalem as a joy and its people as a delight. I will rejoice in Jerusalem and delight in my people. No more shall the sound of weeping be heard in it or the cry of distress. No more shall there be in it an infant that lives but a few days, or an old person who does not live out a lifetime. For one who dies at 100 years will be considered a youth, and one who falls short of 100 years will be considered accursed. They shall build houses and inhabit them. They shall plant vineyards and eat their fruit. They shall not build another and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For like the days of a tree shall the lives of my people be. And my chosen shall live long and enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, or bear children for calamity. For they shall be offspring blessed by the Lord, and their descendants as well. Before they call, I will answer. While they are yet speaking, I will hear. The wolf and the lamb shall feed together. The lion shall eat straw like the ox, but the serpent, its food shall be dust. They shall not hurt or destroy on all my holy mountain, says the Lord. This morning we're reading from the Gospel of Paul Williams and Kenneth Asher. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong. Wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that wishes would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Someone thought of that, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. Have you ever been asleep and heard the voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls young children? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. I hate the prophets, especially the prophet Isaiah. And I love the prophets, especially the prophet Isaiah. On the one hand, the prophets are unafraid of telling the truth, of calling the people out when they have departed from the path which is the way of faith and love, of chastising them for their failure to care for those in their society who were likely to never make it on their own, the poor, the widows, the orphans, the aliens. On the other hand, They weave together these beautifully artistic pictures of the promised day at the end of the path of faith and peace. A day that can only be imagined, dreamed of, longed for. Wolves and sheep eating together, lions eating straw, all the people sitting under their own grapevine, enjoying the pleasure of the sweet grapes and the intoxicating aroma of wine. People living to be 100 as the norm, and everyone enjoying their work. As you all know, Meredith has been a little croaky lately. Her bout with Kentucky crud has left her with a voice more akin to Kermit the Frog than Karen Carpenter. So I was not surprised that as soon as I determined that the title this morning was Dreamers, she broke into the Rainbow Connection from the Muppet movie. It sounded perfect. Later, when I told her husband Steve about it, he suggested that if I could get her to sing this in church, he knew enough people who would pay big money to hear it so that we might not need our estimate of giving cards today. Where's Nelson when I need him? Why are there so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong. Wait and see. Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who knows how wishing on rainbows began? But wishing to find that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow has long been a tradition and a favorite thing of children. I can't help but wonder if wishing on rainbow connection is somehow based on the covenant God made with Noah. A covenant to sustain creation and to provide safety for the people. A covenant that is re-envisioned by the prophets and by Jesus. On the one hand, it's audacious to hope for a new heaven and a new earth, to wish for lions to change their eating habits and wolves and sheep to become best of friends. On the other hand, is it so audacious to wish that every person could have the basic necessities of life in order to live free of hunger, from the elements of fear and the danger of violence? Why is it only a dream for there to be justice and equality for all people, and the freedom to be exactly who we are, made in the image of God? The church may still be one of the only places where such a dream is still alive. It may be that only people who have tasted the love of God are capable of imagining everyone participating in that love. It may be that it is only people of faith who will commit their time, their energy, their passion, and resources to bring such a dream to reality. And if that is true, then it is more important than ever that the church be willing to keep the rainbow connection alive. Children's Sabbath is all about such a dream, focusing on closing opportunity gaps due to poverty and lack of access to high-quality early childhood development and a high-quality education, so that every child can reach their God-given potential. And isn't it a shame that such a dream is even necessary. First Christian Church is about such a dream. It is commitment to this dream that drives our worship and ministry. It is confidence in this dream that fires our passion and motivates our many missions. It is the achievement of this dream for which we long, not because we know of its needfulness, but because we believe in its promise. It is the significance of this dream that motivates us to give our time, our resources, and talents. If there is any other dream that drives our generosity, then it is a misplaced dream. For if this is God's dream, it is. And if God dreams it, God has, then it will become reality. And we can either be engaged in it, or we can be on the outside looking in. Have you been half asleep and have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls our young children? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me.